Today I'm going to show you how to make a watercolor style scape. And when I say scape, I mean you could do a seascape, a cityscape, and even a landscape if you would like. I am going to kind of walk through the steps of how I created this landscape. And when we're looking at this, we are going to have a foreground, which is in the front. We are going to have a middle ground and a background. I'm going to first show you the supplies that I used in creating this. You are going to need washable markers, crowns, a pencil to sketch with, a black ink pen, paintbrush, paper towel, water, and then a piece of paper that you are going to create your scape with. Now you can notice I put tape around my piece of paper because I want to have a crisp white edge. If you do not have tape, that's okay. You could just draw a rectangle and fill inside the lines. This project is going to take some patience because you are going to want it to dry in between layers to create a beautiful effect. The first thing you're going to do is with a pencil, you just want to lightly sketch your landscape. I would recommend doing a thumbnail of multiple different ideas before you do your final copy. So I am just going to use my pencil. I am going to lightly sketch my foreground. I'm going to lightly sketch kind of where my background is. And then I am going to lightly sketch this tree line. So I am not pressing hard and you barely can see what I'm doing. The next thing you're going to do is you are going to, if you would like, pick some crowns to help you map it out, and it will also create that very neat wax resistant technique. So what I'm doing is I am going to just kind of do a sketchy line. You can also use different colors of green if you want. Make sure you press fairly hard so it stands out and pops. So I'm doing this back line as well. I can also kind of alternate between different colors of greens or whatever color. You can use different ones. So I'm just kind of lightly mapping it out. You can make it more of a sketchy look if you would like. I'm going to also map out these flowers in the front just so I kind of know where I'm going to put them. Next, I'm going to start filling in with markers my landscape. See, I use different color greens to fill in my landscape and some different colors, pinks and purples. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to use a paintbrush, and you want a paper towel and water to start filling it in. Some tips with this technique is when you're getting water, you don't want to use a ton. So you are just going to lightly rub over the areas that have a lot of marker, and you're just going to let it kind of blend together. You want to constantly kind of wipe off your brush. Just a reminder, you do not want to use a ton of water because a lot of times when you do that, your brush your paper is going to start bubbling up or getting kind of that gritty look. So you also can, when you're doing this, kind of change the direction, and you can see how I'm making these kind of bleed, and I'm using horizontal motions for that. So it's very quick. You don't want to work it too much, because I feel like a lot of times when you work it too much, it is going to start ripping and you're going to lose that bright color. You do want to constantly wipe your brush off, because you don't want it to kind of have a muddy look to it. Now it's the hard part. It's time to let it dry. So we are going to wait for our artwork to dry. You can see right now there's a lot of water on it, so you could make multiple while you're waiting for it to dry, or just kind of set it off to the side for a little bit and then come back to it when it is dry. Now we are almost done. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully peel the tape off to show my frame. Now if you want, you can go back over and add some lines with, I used a pen. You could use a marker or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and add some lines, maybe some grass shapes, some other lines up in the tops of the tree and the flowers. And the very last thing you can do if you want is to create a fun frame around your scape so it looks like it's in a frame. There you have it. A beautiful miniature landscape in a frame. And then if you want, you can sign it.